Start streaming. It should pop up.
It should. Yeah, I see it. Waiting for Josh Binder.
Oh, is it coming up? Is it on the channel?
Well, I see the Hangout on the channel, but that's
Oh, it's on there. I see me. I see you.
Right. When I click it, though, it hasn't started playing yet. So I wonder if
Okay.
it's a little bit of a setup or something.
Maybe it needs some time.
Maybe
I think we all need some time.
There's
it's going live.
There's a lot to be unpacked with that, bud.
What's up, Team Giselle? We got mods in the chat.
Oh.
Mods in the chat. Mods in the chat.
Yeah, mine.
Zaria Palmer, what's good?
I'm looking at the wrong one.
Reaction VPIP. Just immediately. Okay, Google. What time is it in Vietnam? 7 a.m. So they just started waking up.
Maybe. They may be really.
Good morning, Vietnam. I've always wanted to say that. I don't know why. Julia Binder. Thanks for the $1.99. I can get 2 things from the dollar menu now. I just gotta chuck in a little chunk of change for the tax for Uncle Sam. How you doing, JB? Which applies to literally every one of my siblings except for my oldest brother.
Yeah, I've done it.
Oh, man. I'm Vietnam. I like that comment. I guess I'm America. You're America.
I guess so, right?
Are you America, Akbar?
Yeah, in many ways.
Hey, what's good, Anna? We got Anna down there, the UI Korea. How's it going, guys? What's going on in y'all's country? You know, surprisingly, I was looking this up today. Vietnam has very few cases. Like,
Really?
they've got a couple hundred. Where everyone else has thousands, they have only a couple hundred. So my question is, are they not testing people? Or has it just not gone into their country yet?
I feel like just by the law of exponential growth, it's
a matter of time. You know, because our numbers are the highest. The USA is number 1 right now. We have 300,000 cases. But the question is that just because we're really good at testing people? We have tested the most, statistically, out of every country.
Have we? I thought... Yeah. I don't know about that.
Well, that's what I read, so it just depends on whether or not what I read was true.
Yeah.
You don't know what you can believe anymore.
No, that's the problem. And my thing is I still feel like there's so many folks who still are... who have it and don't have any symptoms.
Oh, well, that's half. And that was that's a study that was done.
And my fear is actually with Easter coming up of people who are kind of like about it and they decide to congregate and then someone with a symptomless case passes it off to grandma.
That's the problem.
So
the hope is that these symptomless people, if we quarantine in our houses for at least 2 weeks, hopefully those people that have it but don't show symptoms will not become contagious in 2 weeks.
Exactly. So it gets really complicated with that.
Super complicated.
Yeah. It's very interesting.
Lay Cookie. OMG. Hey, guys. Do y'all remember me? I don't think you do, but I miss you guys.
I do.
Oh, yeah. Of course. Of course.
Absolutely. Georgia just went on lockdown.
I know, man.
Florida
did too.
There was one governor who said he immediately went on lockdown when he learned, he's like, it can spread without symptoms. Uh-oh. And he had to lock down the state. I'm like, oh my gosh.
There is so much misinformation out there right now. So much. I'm learning completely new things that are very important every day. We know nothing right now. And we probably know like 20% of this whole scenario. I mean, like the Spanish flu back in 1918. We now know what happened there. We know the virus. We know how it spread. We know who it went to and why. But we just figured out today that it infects people that are type A more than type O. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
That if you have type O, you have a natural immunity.
Mm-hmm. And I think it just goes to show you, like, when you're looking at like this single little parasite or virus, it mutates over time too. So you don't even know if you're looking at the right version or if that was like one strain that was doing most of the killing. Like,
I know. That's terrifying.
With COVID-19, it's pretty bad in terms of the fact that it can mutate. It hasn't yet, but...
No, it has. It's now in 8 different strains.
That's
Last
disgusting.
I heard is that there's 8 strains of the COVID virus, and it's terrifying, dude. Yeah, because the fatality rate is really argued right now.
Yes.
Because they're thinking a lot of people haven't been tested. And so there might be a lot of people in the population that have it that don't know they have it. So the fatality rate might be a lot lower than they think it is.
Yep.
But
I fully agree with that.
most
Right now,
experts are the director of CDC. What's his name? Dr.
I know what you're
Fauci.
talking about. I can't remember.
Dr. Fauci.
Yeah.
So Fauci has been saying it's somewhere between 1% and 3%.
Mm-hmm.
And he's saying that if it goes at the same rate it is now, and that we peak at the end of April, he's expecting 100 to 300,000 deaths in the U.S. That's insane.
That's ridiculous.
The bailout alone is insane, right? $6 trillion.
Yeah.
I can't even picture that much money in a room. $6 trillion.
I actually don't think it can fit in a room.
It couldn't. It couldn't fit in a warehouse.
No.
It couldn't fit in a football stadium, even with like $1,000 denomination bills.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, and that's
unbelievable.
And it's crazy how high the unemployment rate is right now, just because.
Oh my goodness, yeah, and it's gonna get worse.
Yeah, and it sucks because it's like these businesses that they need the weekly income to survive. So how can they pay anybody if they can't even afford things themselves?
Exactly. You know, and the stimulus check, like two trillion went towards the checks for Americans, but that doesn't even like happen until another few weeks from now.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I don't even been seeing on the news, but those the food trucks and the like these food warehouses that are trying to, they normally help the homeless population. They're trying to revamp those to help the general populace. And in these states like Missouri, they have lines that go completely down the highway for miles. And people are waiting in lines for like 5 hours just to get some food.
Yeah.
And then they run out.
Yeah, and that's it. And it's really scary that that's like, it was day and night like that for some people. It was literally like, here's food in the grocery stores, here's my job too. I don't have a job. Rent is now luckily postponed, but now I have to manage my funds. And even after we're out of the hump and rent starts coming back, can you find a job in time? Because everyone's going to be looking for a job in your industry who also got laid off. So there's definitely repercussions that go beyond this first wave, because I've also been reading that some correspondents think that if this initial, hopefully main part of the pandemic occurs, that a small enough population that it slowly just keeps it over the months in the summer will then let it explode again in the fall. And the problem with that is we know that COVID-19 does not can reinfect people, so it doesn't matter.
Dude, there's always going to be a few people that are passing it around, even during the seasons when it's way down. So and what you're saying, that it's just going to be a seasonal thing now?
I don't know about that. All I know is if we don't, what I believe the correspondents were going towards was we may need to lock down longer if we want a true eradication of it. My guess is by some point during the fall or now, we'll get enough knowledge on it to develop some type of vaccine for hopefully most of the strains that can take care of it. But I don't know. So. I'm not a doctor, so.
No, and even the doctors are saying, the head of the doctors are saying, we don't know. We're trying things now. Right now they're trying what? Hydroxychloroquine.
Yeah.
That's what they're trying. And it's an anti-malaria drug.
Sorry, people are thinking like, it sounds like we're having this one-on-one so much. We're just in it.
We are so in it. Let's read screw what we're saying.
No, like literally that's what it's saying. People are like, it feels like we're invading a chat. That's a good thing. How are you guys doing?
How are y'all doing? What's it like in your country? Can you find groceries? Are you allowed to leave your home?
So bad.
Oh my goodness.
Actually, how is it with you guys? Like every country is handling it differently. My one friend, she lives in Singapore, and it's completely different than how we're handling it.
COVID-19 Chinese virus official on December 19th. So that's a thing though, because they knew about it earlier, but it took a while for the Chinese government to even let us know.
Yeah.
That could have helped us to prepare for it earlier.
A little. I've also, it's, yeah.
You mean that they're underestimating their deaths right now?
Yeah.
They're not letting it out. They kicked out all the American journalists. The New York Post, the Washington Post, they kicked them out. Yeah. And they said, you can't be in this country anymore. And everyone's like, this is weird. The last time this happened, there was an uprising. And it's like they're trying to control information.
It's the equivalent of like when a game or movie releases and they're like, no one can review this. Right. You got to pay for the tickets on release day. And you're like, I wonder what's up.
I mean, I get it, dude. How much would it suck to be China right now. They caused this whole entire disastrous virus from their wet markets. You've seen the wet market documentary, right? It's insane what they've been doing to animals.
It's purported that the COVID-19 is actually a combination of viruses from two animals.
Yeah.
One that lets the virus transfer to humans, and one that does the damaging part to humans.
Exactly. You saw the Explained series on they explain how the viruses work.
So from Morocco, it sounds like that you only are allowed. No one's allowed outside after 6 p.m. Dang.
They got a curfew. No way. As for groceries and food, it's
because they say they're in stock for everything. So maybe they are, and they didn't have like such a extreme response like we did with our panic buyers buying 30,000 rolls of toilet paper.
Dude, that's the one thing that I can't find in any grocery store.
No.
The toilet paper is always empty. I'm like, why?
People need to use the bathroom a lot.
Why would you need more when there's a virus? Are you expecting to have diarrhea a lot? Like, seriously.
They think they're going to be inside so long they need to buy all the toilet paper now because it's not going to get resupplied.
Well, you know what the government's been doing? They've been figuring out. There's a task force now. They've assigned a task force just to find hoarders and then confiscate it to give it to other people. And there's a part of me that's like, yeah, I like that. And then there's another part that's like, wait, that's government just infringing on our rights. Yeah, it's a bunch of assholes that are like hoarding stuff. But I also want to stand up for the rights of people.
I would agree, except I'm normally very, very much with like the situation of the economy as businesses should fend for themselves at all times. Government shouldn't bail them out. But
I agree. I agree 100%.
I kind of have to realize that this is a special case for the world. So
it is a special case. It's so drastically different because the last time we had a depression, which we're in a depression right now, you see the stock market crashed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Our 401ks are like crying. But the last time this happened was in 2007, 2008 with the housing bubble that popped. And the bailout for that was like 800 billion.
Yep.
This was 6 trillion, and they're already talking about another trillion.
Yeah. So you've been anxious baking the whole month. Yeah, me too. Except not baking. I have an air fryer. I've just been air frying every piece of frozen.
I need to get one of those.
Like, spray on olive oil. In you go. Chicken tenders.
Is that what you do? Is that how you get like the crispiness on the outside?
No, so you get I get breadcrumbs in a can. You put them in like a glass Tupperware with oregano, salt, pepper.
Look at you.
And then some Parmesan and garlic.
You gotta teach me your ways.
It's really easy. So there's this app. It's called Google, and I look up recipes.
You dick.
That's funny. Yeah, and you know what's even scarier is like, yeah, right here, like what Cookie says, like colleges are shutting down minimum end of summer. That's like kids are being affected by their educations are being affected.
Oh, I know. Do you know that they're talking about going to a pass or fail system with some of these colleges? Yeah, it's super weird. And there's a lot of professors saying that's a bad idea for the long run for a lot of reasons.
Yes. And what's really crappy is, then think about it this way. Think about when the economy recovers, like from this initially, like say maybe hopefully end of year, maybe. I don't know if we'll fully recover from it just that quickly. But now you have a gap of like when college kids were supposed to graduate for STEM that are just not going to fill the roles of new hires. And you're like,
crazy.
We need to hire people who now want more pay and now
want
more money because they have more experience. And you're like,
and no refund. So if you paid for the semester, they're not even refunding you all?
Yeah, a lot of colleges are teaching like garbage versions of online classes through Zoom.
I've been watching all the...
Yeah, picture me. Yeah, all the memes from it are hilarious. But picture a forum like we're doing, but now I'm trying to go, the Pythagorean theorem is, and you're just trying to, like, how do you pay attention?
Like, see, that's the thing is...
For 45 minutes a class or something like that. That's ridiculous.
So my question is, what are the true numbers, hypothetically, if every human were tested right now? Hypothetically, what do you think the true numbers are? Because the testing kits are at such a shortage, we can't even test the people to figure out the extent of the spread right now.
Well, it doubled in a week to 1 million, meaning that there's a lot of people who are infected. So I would say anywhere from, and I'm being, I think, generous, 3 to 4 times the people that are infected. 100%. Because remember, we're only testing people who show symptoms. That's the thing too. That's the qualification.
And half don't.
Yeah.
And they're saying even people that had symptoms and then quarantined and got better can get it again.
Yep, exactly.
What the heck? So, Dala H. Chan. I was supposed to graduate from college last month, but I couldn't because of the lockdown. Now, hopefully, I'll be able to graduate in a few weeks online. Woo! I mean, I hope that they're able to, like...
Congratulations.
For the seniors that are at the very end, I hope they can somehow find a way to push them through so that they can get jobs and they can start paying off their college debt. I mean, dude, that's a nightmare. That's a nightmare scenario for people in the job force trying to find a career right now.
Right, because has college debt in America been put on hold yet? I don't think that has.
What do you mean?
Maybe, no, I feel like it has.
What do you mean put on hold?
Like for like people who owe college debt. Like
yeah, I think there's for like a time frame forgiveness. Like when I called to pay my mortgage the other day for the house, I do it online. I just call them.
Same.
There was this whole automated message that was like, for the next 3 months, you can, there's basically no late fees.
Yeah, that's what I have just on mine. Online.
Which makes sense, dude, because most Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. That's not a good thing, but that's our reality. It's just who we are. So if that's happening, it's not going to be long before people just won't have money. The average Joe won't have money for things.
Yeah.
So do we have the supply chain to even take care of that right now?
No.
It's a humanitarian crisis.
Oh, that's why, like, when the World Health Organization declared it a pandemic, that's when I knew. I'm like, oh no, we're in for a rough ride. Like, that's not something they throw around. And I think my biggest annoyance is like, it's kind of like in my field. If I'm an engineer and all of a sudden I go somewhere where someone who clearly has no idea what they're talking about starts explaining aerospace engineering to me, I just be like, shut up, leave. So at the same rate, I'm like, you have doctors who have to go at least 8 years in college, and people are like, I don't trust you. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't trust them?
Yeah, well, a lot of doctors disagree.
But there's a general consensus of like, what I'm talking about is the social distancing. You have some states who are still taking forever. And I'm like, well, how can you...
for sure.
Some people are calling it political, and I'm like, how? I understand that the bailout portion of it can be political and how the two sides are discussing it, but literally everybody, even the president's like, yeah, this is bad.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that both sides are trying to make it a political issue.
Yes.
But it's kind of a bipartisan. The coronavirus doesn't give a crap if you're a Republican or Democrat. So we shouldn't either.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's not like one of those very divisive debates about global warming that's a long-term effect. This is like, you could say it's a myth, and then it can kill you a week later, which I think has happened multiple times already with naysayers.
Hey, what's good, Hannah Beth?
Let's see. In my old college, the seniors are... Hi, Hannah. My old college seniors are struggling to complete their graduation projects. Yeah, because they have to use stuff, and they can't do any of like the lab or milling or
exactly. Like, what do you do for that? Because you can't do everything online, right?
No. Well, some colleges think so that don't want to pay back tuition. Yeah. I will be honest though, I am very impressed with the memes coming out of people like getting in GTA or Minecraft for their graduation ceremony or Animal Crossing. I find it very, very, very on brand. It's pretty good.
You gotta do what you can, man.
Yeah.
I'm really curious how it's going to look 1 month from now. That will be very telling.
Yeah.
Because if it's not at the inflection point where it starts tapering off,
it's bad. That means it's going way higher.
If it's not in a month, that means we're past Spanish flu territory.
Yep.
That means that how many people died from Spanish flu? I feel like that's an easy thing to look up. 10 million?
Yeah, about. Because the Spanish flu was only called the Spanish flu because Spain was the one that was freaking out about it and the rest of the world was hush-hush.
50 million. Okay. See, that's bad, Akbar. See, those numbers are really bad. But it's concerning because the Spanish flu infected the entire country or the entire world 3 times over, and that was before air travel.
Let's see. Azaria, do you think this historical moment will change the way us humans evolve? Well, I'm not sure if like in my opinion, like from a biochemical way we evolved, but maybe society and the way we set up things is definitely
Oh
going to.
yeah.
I think we're going to see like people being like hopefully China forcing a little bit stronger and being like, is that a bat or a pangolin or some exotic animal? We should probably hunker down on it.
Well, here's the thing. You know, even like Dr. Fauci was saying today in his daily live stream at the White House, he was saying it makes absolutely no sense why those wet markets are still open. And they are right now. They're still open.
Yep.
And this is the second time. We've had two viruses come out of it. What was it, SARS? And then the COVID-19. It's like, how many more do we have to get before we're like, all right, guys, come on. Let's shut down those wet markets, right?
They don't care. It's just a political thing for a lot of them.
No.
See you, Cookie. It was nice seeing you.
See ya. I mean, there's a lot of layers to it. It's not as simple as that.
Yeah.
But
isn't it crazy that like when you think about February, for like middle of February, when you and I were hanging out at your place, different world, totally different world.
I mean, we had heard about it. We talked about it.
There was
but it wasn't like a reality.
Azaria. Thank you.
Azaria. What did you say?
Azaria, I think, with an eh, not a
Oh, okay, word. Someone at the University of Georgia is trying to recreate their stadium. I graduated Minecraft. That's hilarious.
That is pretty awesome, though.
Yeah.
But okay, so that actually brings me up to like a good point. I know it's like, you know, it's trying times and it's not something you should take lightly of, but this is like the silver lining where it's like almost like you're in your house. It's like treat yourself time. It's like time where you don't have to.
You can slow down.
You can like I think Josh and I were getting a little bit of the scruff. It's like, who cares? Let things naturally grow out, you know.
Dude, I love when you say that. That's like your staple now. That's your staple saying. Who cares?
It is. I love actually, I don't know why. Because
I love it.
I apply it so much in my life, and it's amazing. That's why.
I love you. I can't get past it. Remember, I am legally obligated to tell you, who cares?
Who cares? Like, really, though. No, it's great, though. I guess that is my phrase of the COVID-19 season. Who cares?
But that's the thing. Like, you can't fix it.
No.
The only thing you can do at an individual level is stay the F home.
Yeah, unless you need to get essentials, stay home. And I don't know, do yoga. Like, I know I'm doing, like, I'm still trying to do, like, me and my buddies, we're doing a fitness challenge just to stay fit.
Yeah, what's with that? Like, what's all involved with that?
Yeah, exactly. It's amazing.
Do you do, like, you said the 1,000, 10,000 challenge, or?
Yeah, so it's basically doing about 400 reps a day. And it's 100 sit-ups, 100 push-ups, 100 squats, and 100 calf raises. And then 3-minute long side planks. It's the worst. I walk like a zebra right now, like a newborn zebra, like on my toes, because it hurts.
How does a zebra walk?
Look up newborn zebra. They don't. That's the thing. I half of the time fall into walls right now, like actually fall into walls. Yeah, see, exactly, Azaria. That's what you want to do. Self-improvement. You Skillshare. Learn how to change your car tires on YouTube. Got to do what you got to do. Or learn how to cook, like in my case, right?
Hold up a second here.
See? Was I wrong?
Hold up, that's hilarious. And the mob's there, like,
yeah, see how it's not on its, like, both feet either? It's, like, heeled up. That's me.
It's, like, stretched out in the back.
Yeah. It's because
look at you. Oh, he's cute, though.
I'm gonna, yeah.
Anyway. All right, let me read these. What's happening here? Hannah says, I read so many more books than I was reading when I was in college. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I've been reading now, too. I never read, and now I'm reading. Like, I'm self-improving, and I'm, like, slowing down.
Yeah, I'm also
I don't want to say it, but, like, I feel like I kind of needed this at a personal level.
It's, and here's the thing, like, I know there's only, like, everybody in the comments are awesome, but I'm still just going to make a joke about it. But I don't need people saying we're taking it lightly. It's literally like we can't do anything.
No, you can't. Stay home, make the best of it. And honestly, this break has been just so cleansing to my life.
Yes, and also I bought the new Animal Crossing for Nintendo. It's just a game where you just relax and live your life. Apparently, everyone's been playing it, including celebrities. Like, they're tweeting about the game because they're like, this is the greatest thing to do.
That's
and
awesome.
it's like, what's her face? I can't even remember it doesn't matter. But there's like a lot of them who are like tweeting and stuff like that about it. I did it again, right? Who cares? It doesn't matter.
Who cares? There's a new article called "When Can We All Go Out?" Center Ethics explores an alternative for the total lockdown, mostly for the poorest countries. It's interesting. No, that's the thing, though. That's the sad part. It's not hitting like the elite. This isn't hitting the celebrities that are hanging out with their infinity pools and their home gyms.
No, in their 3,000 square foot manors, I can't go out to the 5-star
If I hear
restaurant.
one more celebrity on Instagram being like, guys, you need to do your part and stay at home like I'm doing, and they're like literally with like a full bar and an infinity pool and a home theater, and then like I'm like, come on, man. Like some of us have to go to work to pay for our house, and we don't have the decisions you have.
It's literally like their contracts for acting are like, we're still going to do the movie. We just need you to stay home for 4 extra months. You're still going to get the $6 million. All right,
man.
Cool. I'm a teacher's aide for pre-K, and we are doing online classes. The kids are all confused, and we are all confused. Yeah, we're all trying to figure this out. Everyone's confused. We're like, I think this is it. I don't know. And it's tough.
Didn't like China...
People are still going to have expectations of like, you got to do this and you got to do that. You know what I mean?
So how's this going for you, Akbar? You're up in Pennsylvania, outside of Philly, right? So what are the grocery stores like there?
So actually the one by me have 2 rules in place. You only can buy like, I think 2 pounds of meat max. So
are you serious?
Yes. Per trip.
Wow.
So it's like either I could buy like a 6-pack, basically to last you through the week. It's to force you to last you through the week per person.
Wow.
So it's like a tray of chicken breasts or like 2 packs of chicken tenders. And it lasts a week. It's totally fine. And then also only 2 reams of toilet paper. So
now, can you walk out and walk back in and then do it again?
Maybe, but it's a daring move. And it's like if people notice you, they'll call you out. But yeah, you totally could. Like
Go to a different store though, right? There's more than
yeah. Who cares? Yeah, exactly.
I need to call this live stream.
It's so funny that you said that.
Sorry.
No, but it's really nice because now when I go in, I don't have to rush at any time during the day. I know there's going to be groceries like meat, so I can make my stuff. So I kind of like it because I'm like, hey, they're the grocery store. They can do what they want. Honestly, and I think it's great. They're like, I'm sorry that your pudgy self can't put it all in your freezer for an extra month. What? People need to eat. Yeah, exactly. Like, what?
But I want 20 Ben & Jerry's pints.
Yeah, there's been a lot of schooling changes. Like my one coworker, he changed his living room into like a de facto classroom. It's great. Yeah, I mean, I'll be guilty, Lisa, if I said I didn't play it. You know, in meetings that you realize are useless, and then they're especially useless when you're online. And they're like, well, let's circle back. And you're like, no, we're not circling back. I'm going to be digging holes and planting fruit in my village.
If there's a meeting where I can stay silent the entire meeting, no one calls on me, I don't contribute anything to the meeting, why was I there? Why?
That's what I say. Couldn't this be a Word document? Like...
It's the worst.
I love how Elon does it, but a lot of companies wouldn't do it, where he's like, if you feel like you are not good for the meeting, leave. And I'm like, so many people's egos would get hurt.
Why am I blurred? There we go. Do you have been watching any shows lately, Akbar?
Nothing too much. I haven't really picked up anything new besides Altered Carbon Season 2 and
That's
then Castlevania.
Good. I'm watching that with Anna now. It's really good.
It is.
Yeah,
good.
we're doing that. Well, we couldn't get it to work, but we wanted to try out that like what's it called, the Netflix party or something, where you watch it at the same time.
Yeah. And then everybody could watch.
Now we're just like saying, okay, ready, set, go. We click play.
Yeah.
You know. But
on the phone with like your ice. I need to get some ice cream and stuff. It's the weekend. Dude, I need to treat myself.
Facts. Dude, as soon as this like quarantine is lifted and we can like socialize, we're hanging out.
It's gonna be terrible because I feel like you have to book every week in advance to like restaurants that are open. Like, I would look a table for two. They're like, sir, if the coronavirus, I don't care. I want to be there because
Like restaurants that were never
People are gonna
classy.
be in line for Olive Garden. Like, I can't wait for the breadsticks.
The
They're not
worst
that great.
binging. That's funny.
It's gonna be so packed.
Supermarket close at 5 p.m. when most people finish their work at least 5 p.m. That's the worst. That's a nightmare. You'd have to go out during like lunch.
Yep.
Just like forget your lunch break.
My grocery store closes at 9, so I'm out for today. Can't go.
Taking forever to finish Castlevania. Yeah, dude, Castlevania, awesome. Awesome.
I love it because the first 2 seasons followed the games, and then season 3 I was like, who are these people? And it's been great since.
Who's the other YouTuber that's live right now? We should start joining his stream and like get it bigger and bigger and bigger. In fact, I could probably just stream his stream if I just go to his. Oh man.
That's funny.
No, but he what do you call it? I started JoJo, the anime on Netflix. I think it's a Netflix. Is it a Netflix original?
No.
I don't know, but
No. It has a huge cult following.
Does it?
Comic. It's a manga. So JoJo, I think the animated ends and it's not over. Like the comic continues.
So I started watching the first season. I just really couldn't get into how
Very weird,
tropey
isn't it?
it was. No, it wasn't even weird. It was just tropey. You know, it was just so like
It's on purpose. Yeah, it's its style.
yeah, but it was like it was such an extreme, exaggerated stereotype for everything that I was like, I'm trying to get into this, but I can't. And then after a while, after a few more episodes, I was like, all right, I'm gonna keep watching. A few more, and then I'm like, okay, I'm hooked. And then a few more, and then I watched the whole first season. Second season was even better. I just finished that the other night. Is there a third season? Yeah, there is a third season.
Yeah.
But it's so tough for me to go from season to season because it's different characters. Mm-hmm. It's almost like the Altered Carbon thing. Like until you get into it, you force yourself to get into it. It's tough too.
It's hard to start up. You like think it's a new show every time. It's not like the vibes of like, ooh, Strange Things season 4, which
exactly.
I'm so excited for.
Dude, Tiger King.
I have not seen it yet.
Neither have I. Neither have I, dude. I
it.
want to check that out because I want to see who this like Kathy chick is that apparently murdered her husband.
Spoilers, yeah.
Which is like the only thing I know about that show.
The punchline.
Just because I'm on Instagram.
Yeah, the memes. All the memes about it.
You can't avoid it.
I gotta watch it though.
Did you see what OJ said?
What was that?
OJ Simpson. He just made this video talking about how he's convinced this chick murdered her husband or whatever with the tiger.
Oh my god, based on the evidence that the courts couldn't prove?
Right? You see how ironic that is?
I think he knows it, but he's ballsy about it, so he's just gonna do it anyway.
I mean, like, he would know.
He's like, listen, she was too sloppy.
Right.
She needed to do X, Y, and Z.
Oh, man. That's funny. I work
But
at
did
a
you see
grocery
like
store.
a lot of different companies are now like having these like open memberships for like HBO. I think the Sonic movie was released on Amazon Prime TV, and I may check it out just because it was originally supposed to be super bad, and apparently it's not.
Really?
So
I did hear that it was like originally complete nosedive.
Yeah, like the CG Sonic looked like a demon from like hell,
Yeah.
and then they changed it up to be like what the game character
Who are
was.
the A-list actors in that? I feel like there are some.
No idea.
Can't remember.
Sonic is Ben Schwartz. That's what I know.
Okay.
So, that's Gene Raffio from Parks and Rec.
Oh, dude, he is my favorite in that entire show.
He is one of the funniest people on that show.
Oh, yeah.
And Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey's Dr. Eggman. But it's really Ben Schwartz. I'm so excited.
Let's see here. Work at a grocery store and it's been crazy and stressful, especially when people keep lining up together and forget to stay 6 feet apart. I saw that dude on the
I'm
floor.
gonna smack him with like a pool noodle.
I know, dude. Like, I was there literally right before this stream, and now they have these, you know, like SWAT people. They've got those clear plastic shields. Mm-hmm. Now every single cashier has that in front of them.
Yep.
And the thing that you put your card into, you know, a little chip reader, you know, things covered in plastic. They got these plastic bags there. I'm like punching through the bags to like type in my phone number to look up my card.
You also live near like a lot of like elderly people though, right? So that's like why they're doing it. So it's like, you know, they get affected the most.
I mean, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, why else would they? Like, my grocery store is not that extreme. Mine is just social
Which is
distance.
crazy because our grocery store here in Maryland, they don't restrict you from the amount of meat you buy. So it's like every state's doing it differently. It's like its own little micro country doing all their own rules.
It's like the Articles of Confederation again.
Honestly, it is. We need to secede. Or secede. What if that's how the country broke up into 50 countries? The coronavirus happened.
It's literally The Walking Dead, right?
I would rename the state of Maryland to something really cool. I would.
No, you know there'd be some guy who'd name it something stupid, and you're like, no, come on, guys.
Oh, man.
Like, we will name this NASCAR, and you're like, no,
NASCAR.
No.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I feel like we did this at such an inconvenient time. We're like 7 or 8 o'clock p.m. on a Friday, great. And people are like, it's 2:45 in the morning in Germany. I'm so sorry, Grace. Why are you doing that to yourself?
Wait, what's happening? I haven't been watching the chat. Grace last, it's like 2:45 a.m. here in Germany. Dang! That is a super late or early, depending on your perspective. Bloody Maryland. That's
actually good. See, that wouldn't go through. You'd be like, yeah, but now we have NASCAR. The state of NASCAR. They don't even race NASCAR here.
Like 3 a.m.? Oh my goodness. The first state to secede would be Texas. Facts. It's such a huge state. That's like 20% of the country is Texas.
I feel like, though, it would secede in parts. Like, it would be like, people at the top would be like, what? Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
1:45 in Morocco, 3 a.m. Yeah. And here we are, Friday, 8 p.m. after like a chill work day.
I know, dude. Yeah, dude. I like when I went another thing, when I was at the grocery store, I expected there to be a lot less, but everything was stocked. There were 3 things I noticed completely out. Frozen pizzas, they had none. Except for cauliflower pizza. They had those left. And yeah, it's funny seeing like what's still left over.
In a pandemic, no.
Right. Even during a pandemic, people are like, no. But yeah, toilet paper, paper towels, and tissues, completely gone. Hand sanitizer, gone. There was this one dude with a mask, and he was coughing like crazy. He was definitely sick. Don't know if it was coronavirus. Hope it wasn't. But people were like avoiding him when he was walking down. This one guy, like, he was coming down, and another guy started coming in. He was like, nope. But he just went around. He's like, I am not dealing with this today.
I wouldn't even feel bad. Like, why would you feel, I'm coughing during pandemic? Yeah, like, for me, I wake up every morning with just allergy symptoms. But it starts off with, like, just the dry throat, runny nose, and I'm like, I can't smell. And then all of a sudden, my eyes, I'm like, my eyes. And I'm like, nope, just pollen. We're good.
Disappointed at the people who hoard. Oh, exactly. And that.
Ridiculous.
Here's the thing. With the whole instance of the government confiscating people who are hoarding, confiscating that stuff and then giving it to the, first responders and police and all that, on the surface, I have to agree with that just as a situational thing, But I would say there were so many other things they could have done other than confiscate. They could buy it from them. They could pay them out at market value, and say, like, we're going to pay you exactly the dollar value of what this goes for. And that way they're not stealing as much as they're... I just feel like there's a lot of other options other than we're stealing this from you as a private individual and this is private property. You know what I mean?
It was only allowed, and I'm not just, it's just the way it is because of it being a state of emergency.
Oh, agreed. But that's like where we're tested as a country. Like when everything goes great, it's fine. But when things go wrong, what does the government do?
Exactly.
And I'm worried that some of these temporary laws, they're going to stick around after the coronavirus is gone.
Yep.
They don't give up power. That doesn't happen.
Yeah, because they bring up, remember this, and they keep on bringing up things like the COVID.
Dude, it was Orwell who was like, we are one national disaster away from an authoritarian government.
Yep.
I'm worried about that, Akbar, as an American.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
But yeah. I was wearing my mask outside one
day.
Well,
that's just awful.
And he saw the street and pushed me really hard out of his way. I wasn't even sick or coughing or anything. Are you serious? That guy physically attacked you?
Like, if you thought someone was infected, you would touch... Like, what? That's a jerk move. He's just a jerk. A stupid idiot.
See? And that's why you gotta have a taser with you. They call it a little like get back taser.
It's ridiculous.
Are tasers allowed in your guys' country? Like Germany or Morocco, or what are some other countries you saw represented here? I want to know because I'm curious, like, at what extent can an individual protect themselves?
Yeah. How's it been for you though, Josh, as well, with your work situation?
Oh, I'm good. No, I've just been working remotely. You know, it's been slow, but oddly enough, I feel like people have been
More productive.
relatively efficient
That's because
because,
of the meetings.
yeah, you don't have all those BS meetings and people want to seem like they're busy. So when you email them, they're like, I got to email back. So I want to seem like I'm busy online. You know, they don't want me thinking I'm slacking during this quarantine.
Yeah.
So it's like a reverse psychology.
You literally can't chit chat. Your way of socializing is you like slouching in your chair, like on your phone. So when you see an email coming, you're like, exactly like that.
Oh, man.
Someone tried hold on, Erica. Someone tried returning 4 pounds of deli meat because they didn't want it anymore. So in the trash it went because we didn't know what he did with it. You let him return it, I would take it, freeze it, take it to him, and smash him with it.
Or shoot him with a taser.
At a grocery store? I don't want this.
We should give all authoritarian figures. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, man.
Yeah, that's what they would say, right? That's the first step.
That's funny.
Tasers are illegal in Canada. I guess the only way to do it is getting a car battery and some wires, right?
You know what they've been doing in some states is they've been trying to pass the law of tracking, where you can't leave anywhere, any like county lines, and there's checkpoints unless you have documentation. And they say, where are you going? What's your purpose? Can you imagine? Because some countries do that already, like China. It's always like that.
Yeah, no.
Like, and who are they? They're just a person. You know, yeah, they're a cop, but like they're just a guy. They're a guy that we decided to have that power, but it's like a weird mind thing to think about.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, everybody is doing live streams because we're not going anywhere. And it's Friday.
Exactly. This was good for my channel.
Gotta hang out.
Dude, we gotta do another skit this like weekend.
Those skits, that skit was so much fun to film because it only took like 2 hours tops, and it was you and us just fun. On the phone like normal, and you're like, you want to do something? And I'm like, yeah, let's do something. Let's do something good. And it worked out really well. Yeah, I saw a Team Giselle. I saw that. There's this picture of this person who's wearing gloves. So it's like, all right, I see what you're doing. You're trying to be secure, not going to touch your face with the gloves on. That's standard protocol. And you look and he's like just hands deep in a bag of chips, shoveling them in his mouth. And I'm like, it defeats the whole purpose.
Well, I mean,
Lily, that's scary. Stay safe.
Well, what's going on?
My boss just told me there's a positive case in my Whole Foods.
Well, that
one of my coworkers in his building that he works in remotely in Washington, D.C., someone tested positive, and he's like a government dude. So it's pretty bad.
Dang.
It's everywhere, literally and figuratively, all over the media.
Doing live stream. It's our policy to allow returns on fresh cuts. Yeah, you can't carry a taser in Germany. You're also not allowed to carry pepper spray, at least not with the intent to use it against humans. Why else would you have it?
Well, wait, hold on. You could carry it for use in wonderful Asian cuisine that's very spicy, like some Pakistani food.
That's what I would say. I'd be like, guys, listen, I like my hot wings hot.
It's 2020. I can eat whatever I want. If I want to put bear spray in my food, I can.
So basically everywhere but America, you can't have a taser, which are non-lethal. So you're not allowed to even defend yourself in other countries.
I don't know why. Something says Australia might. Australia might.
Let's look it up.
But I heard the story of people spraying people's eyes out with Febreze. I guess all you need is Febreze and a lighter.
It's illegal.
Dang it.
Dang, dude.
And NK, you're completely right. Gloves are kind of counterproductive because it makes people instantly think that they have this magical shield over them, and then they stop acting cautious and start shoveling potato chips in their mouth with the same
it's a
thing.
superhero effect. But, you know, that's not how you get the coronavirus through your mouth. Like, if you eat it, it just goes into your stomach, and your stomach acids kill it.
When it's in your mouth, you can breathe in the aerosols into your lungs.
Oh, for sure. But what I meant is, like, if you digest something, like it's on the food and you're eating it, it just goes in your stomach.
By that point, to me, it's already too late because it's on your lips. It's everywhere.
An introvert, but this quarantine's making me realize probably not introverted as I thought. I miss my friends from university.
I feel like that's different, though. I feel like with introverts, like Josh, you probably can explain this better. Being an introvert, though, like you have friends that you still miss, but you're just generally still more, you only keep to that group of people.
Dude, I try to keep it quiet, my opinions on this, but to be honest, I've loved having this quarantine for 3 weeks. I have not missed, like I'll miss people, like, oh, I miss my family, you know, I miss, you know, but no, I'm great right now. I have no desire to, like, this was extra, just being on this call with you. I didn't have, like, this, like, void in myself. I am a true introvert. I could probably, and this is just my guess, you know, I won't know until I'm tested and tried, but I could probably go another 3 months without talking to anyone and be okay. Like, honestly.
I am not fully. I can't. I miss going to the gym. I miss talking and being nonsensical. You know how I am. My personality is very explosive. So no, oh God. But yeah, you know what I mean. So it's been difficult, but like I've been just, all that I really realized I needed was like sometimes me and my buddies will play games with voice chat just so I could talk to someone. That's good enough. You know, just some type of human interaction is good.
People in Texas have been hoarding ammunition. Albertans in Canada. Dude, gun sales are through the roof.
I bet. It must be ridiculous.
All the gun stores in the area. Because I was looking for a Glock. They're all out.
They're all out. That's the easy newbie gun.
No guns left. You were made for this. I was made for this, honestly. Like, I needed this for my channel. My channel was so barren for so long.
Some of my own hobbies, like working out a lot and doing some other hobbies of mine. So it's pretty good.
Working out a lot, dude. You're getting cut. Reducing that body fat percentage. We have different goals, but we have the same goal.
Different ways of getting there, I think.
Yeah, we'll meet in the middle. As an ambivert, sometimes I feel fine. Sometimes I'm ready to break down the house windows.
That's actually the best way I would put me, is I'm an ambivert, where other times I'm just chilling, you know, vibing. I'll play music and just start dancing, putting dishes away and stuff like that, getting stuff done. And then other times I'm just like sitting there in my desk, like, I'm going stir crazy now, getting a little bit of cabin fever. So I have to like go out on my patio just to get some fresh air or something.
Word.
I'll just chill, drink
Oh, don't get me wrong. Like, I still like getting fresh air. Like, even as an introvert. Like, I like opening the...
Sure.
You know, but it's just people now.
You really are a true introvert.
Oh, 100%. I was born that way, I think.
You were born this way.
Some girls in Canada got fined for driving to a different city. They didn't have the same address, meaning they weren't social distance. Okay, so that makes sense, right? Because there was a law to keep everyone safe, and they didn't follow that law.
Yeah.
So they broke it.
I think cities around the U.S. are doing the same thing. We have fines in every city for not social distancing now to some degree.
You can get jail time now.
I think in some cities, like the fine is up to $5,000.
I thought it was a year in prison in Maryland.
I don't know about that.
TikTok dances. You been on TikTok yet, Akbar? You got a little TikTok page going?
I don't have a
little, like,
TikTok
shirtless
page,
pics of
but
yourself dancing.
I
like,
occasionally
boy
watch
band swoosh, and you're like, XO, overdose, minimo.
nothing like that. But there you go, right there, Josh. There's your first video on TikTok.
Una mata minimo. Bottom some young Junebug overdose.
Oh, that's right. Wow, you dusted off an oldie with that one.
Remember that?
I remember that.
Oh man.
One of EXO's members, I sent you that song. They did a
was that
song.
Was
yeah,
that
it was Lay. It was Lay. He did a song
Lay
with
and
Aoki.
Aoki.
There was one other person.
I don't remember who the third person was, but it didn't matter.
Hold on, I'll figure it out. It was Will I Am from Black Eyed Peas, right? What a group. What a group.
I miss the routine of going to school, but not really. The people only miss my family. Okay, word.
It's weird to think like 30 days ago things were so different. Like so different.
Dude, this is a thing. We're in it now where it's like such a significant historical precedence that our kids and grandkids will be asking us about this one day. This is bigger than 9/11, and it's up there with World War II right now.
People were saying and making jokes about how, like, for our parents, how they always described, or grandparents, how getting to school was always like, I had to walk up 3 hills in the storm. This is our way of saying you have to stay home for the weekend. Well, let me tell you about the March of 2020. Children, sit round.
Dude, it's insane though, because we're in it and it's all unknown. We don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's very true.
It's crazy. EXO overdose.
What was that one song that we had from EXO that we couldn't get through?
Dude, like, girl, I can't tell you how I feel. Baby, 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 baby.
Is that video still on your YouTube channel?
I was just watching that literally yesterday. I'll send it to you. We didn't even use the name of the song in the title of the video because we were worried about haters. Dude,
yeah.
EXO-Ls, they were the most insane, intense fan base.
They are very intense.
And then second most insane was what? The ARMYs? Like, they were intense.
I guess to counter them, they had to be, right? Yeah.
Right. But, dude, yeah, crazy. Coronavirus in your neighborhood. Wonder how Blackpink's doing.
I think they're doing pretty great. You know what? You know, I really like Card.
Card was always good. I just felt like they didn't have diversity of sound.
I
Everything
like
sounded
that,
the same.
though. It was like, I want a reggae bop. I'm going to Card.
Oh,
I
for
know.
sure. For sure. You know, they went micro niche, and that's fine.
So, Grace, this is probably different, I think, depending on where everyone's living situation is. You said, am I the only one who is kind of glad I'm not with my family during this quarantine time? Like, I love my family, but I would probably go crazy. So I feel like that's the case for me, for sure. Just we're two, like, in my family, there's 3 sisters. I would say I'm the second most calm. So there are 2 more that are more intense than me. But it's basically like, I don't think I could spend this much time with them, but I also live away from them, so I do miss them more, you know what I mean? Because we're not always there. But I think we do group chats that I'm fine for now. You know, we still talk smack in our family group texts and stuff. And my mom and dad have learned a meme, which is the greatest thing ever. And now they've been sending a whole bunch of hilarious memes to me. How about you, Josh?
Well, right before the quarantine happened, anywhere, my family and I spent a week at Disney. So we were at this awesome Airbnb house just hanging out together, the whole family. And everything was like, dude, it was happening. It was happening in the middle of us being there. And Disney cut the whole thing short. And the last day we were going to be there was the last day Disney was open. Disney doesn't close. Ever.
Mickey Mouse does not close shop.
No. And then we literally closed down Disney. We were there the last day. It was nuts. But I spent a week with the fam. It was great, you know. Like, you can't spend the whole day with them. You got to go, especially as an introvert, I had to go back to my room and just chill out on my phone for an hour here and there. But it was fine.
Hold on. There's a comment here that I need to address right here that says, you're that old and still go to Disneyland. Yeah, so what?
Who cares?
Who cares?
I'm legally obligated to tell you, who cares?
You go at any age because if it makes you happy, who cares what people think? That's why you go.
Disney was closed was 9/11. Why'd they close for that was up in New York.
You don't know, but there were different events that were happening in the country during 9/11. You know that, right?
You mean like the Pentagon getting tried to get hit?
Plane that was taken won by Americans and they deliberatally downed it in PA.
That's insane, dude. That's insane. Those jihadis or Al-Qaeda,
Taliban. I don't remember.
It was one of those names.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Silent
Josh, I saw
group.
your Snapchat story.
Al-Qaeda.
One time I got bullied by kids in Disneyland. We need to go back and we need to take care of those bullies.
No, you need Goofy to go yuck them up, is what you need.
There we go. There was an article of a guy who went to Disneyland for like 7 years every day. It was sad. He had to stop. It was an old man. Aw.
Oh, wait, what if it was just making him happy, though?
My
Unless
home
he was big and
situation
dead.
is not so great. I'm trying to make the best of it. Sorry, Azaria. That must suck. Hopefully you can just like kind of like chill out in your room and avoid all that crap.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah,
Did we
that's
miss any comments?
What was that?
Did we miss any comments up here?
Yeah.
My boyfriend and I lived in the same city for 30 minutes away from each other. We couldn't see each other. Our city would fine us $1,000 if they were out visiting. We just video chat. You got to video chat in the meantime, you know? It's tough.
We all are, like, even like some of our companies are saying, like, you know, some people aren't going to get their bonuses because they'd rather that than fire people or lay them off, I should say. And I'm like, I really agree with that. You know,
there are CEOs giving their entire salaries and bonuses to the employees.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is. You know, that's leadership right there. That's actual leadership.
They realize that they're like, yeah, well, if we fire everyone, they're going to be hateful and spiteful when things come back and just go to everywhere else.
That's what people forget. Like, we're literally all in this together.
Yeah.
It's a different perspective.
There are like 200 plus children who sit in Congress. All of them are children. Well,
that's the thing is the opinions of Congress are real low. They're like 11% approval of Congress, but each individual opinion of their own congressman or congresswoman, their own one, it's like 90%. So people love their own congressperson. They just hate Congress.
Yes.
So
I think
what does that mean?
I don't know. I think it just means people are a little bit blinded by some political drivel to like their own candidate. Because I just think we need term limits. That's all. I just think keeping it.
100%. 100%.
It makes sense that we don't. Makes them have to want to actually do good and not get lazy. Like
100%. I agree. My company is begrudgingly letting only parents work from home. I had to fight for it, and all schools are closed. Suck for 2 weeks. Dang.
That's awful. It lets you show the real state of like certain companies, though. Like you're seeing a majority of them close because they realize people's lives are potentially at hand, and others are like, nah.
Farah says Akbar's shirt is awesome.
It is because I am a galaxy myself.
He is.
Thank you so much.
He's got a supermassive black hole. Oh man. I mean every galaxy does. Oh man.
Yeah. It's my mouth. It's for food.
Literally. I call him Snack Bar. Mm-hmm. I was so proud of stocking up on snacks in my dorm, but he would come in at like 11 p.m. and he'd be like, do you have any snacks? And I was like, yeah, they're over there. And you just grabbed all of them. All of them.
Okay, but it was almost like an unwritten trade. When you needed help with some homework, I would.
That's true. He had the brains and I had the snacks.
The fuel.
That's funny.
And now look at me. Like 40 pounds later.
Yeah, dude, you're thin.
I thought you were going to say thick, and I was like...
Well, you're both. Thin.
Oh, yeah,
thick.
Thank you for all the aesthetic lights and comments. I do like the lights, but you have some pretty sweet lights there too, Jayesh.
Yeah, it's they're hard to see, but they're like underneath the couch here.
Really nice.
You know, I have them on like this thing here. I don't even know if I can.
The reflection of your glasses a little bit, but that's about it. It's very
It's this whole thing in front of me. You just gotta trust me.
We
got trust. All right, dude. You know what time it is, though, right? It's prediction time. We're going to make predictions now, and we're going to have a live stream a month from now, and we're going to see who was right. All right?
Okay.
So right now, there's 1 million people infected with the coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
And it's April 3rd. And there's 50,000 people who have died.
Mm-hmm.
What will you think it'd be like 1 month from today? That's May 3rd.
Gotcha. I have one question right now.
Okay.
Is Italy past their hump or not yet? Or is it still growing but less of a rate than America, but still like on the first half?
Is that something we can look up, like Italy?
Well, you could see their death rates per day. So if it's increasing still and not going down, that'll tell you.
Okay, so they've got 119,000, 14,000 deaths. Total cases have been going up on a fairly linear trend. You could fit a linear trend to it, and it doesn't, as of right now, show any sign of
linear trend.
So right now, okay, it looks like the cases per day are not increasing, but they're remaining constant at about 4,000 a day.
And that's, you can see right there, you could see the effects of flattening the curve. Like that's what's happening. It's super cool. You could see because of people's efforts right there that the curve is flattening.
Daily deaths are increasing. You could fit a linear curve, linear line to that.
Yeah, you can. You could see where it was about to like even go worse. Okay, so they're still going up. It's still hard to tell if they're going to decay or if the social distancing it's probably working. So what was the question? What will it be like May 3rd, or what was the exact prompt?
John Hopkins has a coronavirus map that is pretty accurate. They try to be anyway. They're one of the best. So let me bring that up here. So roughly 1 million people, 60,000 deaths. Wow. This map just looks like...
Oh my. That's like the beginning of Resident Evil or something.
It really is. It really is. So
like Pandemic. It's like the game.
It really is like the game Pandemic. And so USA's got roughly, 250,000. Italy, Spain, Germany. I don't believe China's numbers one bit.
No, the FBI is investigating them.
Yeah. You heard about what happened at the funeral homes. They started investigating the funeral homes, and they said they only had like 5 deaths one day, but they had each home in the area ordered like 5,000 urns for ashes.
I predict that it's going to be even worse in America when Easter hits. So I think the curves flattening will work, but it's going to hit the really focused groups of people who insist on congregating for Easter. And I know that sounds shocking, but there are definitely groups of people who still are congregating today. So what was your prompt? It was how many people will die, or do you think we'll be past the hump? Or
it was total infected and total deaths a month from now.
Okay, what's total infected right now is 1 million. So in a month, I think total infected will go up to 8 million, and deaths will be anywhere from 500,000 to 1 million.
You wouldn't think like 100 million infected?
I am basing my numbers on people actively helping to flatten the curve and staying in social distancing and the effects now.
So optimist.
Yes. Just because of what you told me with Italy, and that used to be really bad, and it sounds like it's going more linear. So I am using that as a data point and not using other nations. But I just know that Italy is kind of like a week or two ahead of us in the curve. But I also think Easter's going to really hurt us.
That's fair. That's fair. Chase the Diamond was good. It's been a while. How's life across the pond? Oh, man. Yeah, they got the coronavirus over in Europe even before it really got here, right?
Well, yeah, because China's right pretty close.
Oh, yeah. Brian and Farah, are you talking to? Yeah, my mom got out their N95 masks from California fire 2 years ago. That's what the government was saying. Yeah. Nobody gets sick. So I guess I'll go. I don't want to go pessimist, but I'd like to think I'm a realist, even if I'm masquerading as an optimist who's secretly a pessimist. I don't know. But I'm thinking it'll be more like 10 to 100 million affected.
That's a big window.
I'm
10
thinking
to 100 million.
I'd say more leaning towards 100 million. Let's say 80 million to 100 million.
Okay. You may be correct. I could be very optimist because now that you mention it, the 1 million is known.
I think it's drastically, grossly underestimated right now because no one has had the right amount of testings that have happened. I think right now that number is probably 10x'd, at least.
I wonder, Lily, why didn't the U.S. get prepared? There's a lot behind that one.
Why didn't the U.S. get prepared?
A lot of people who just didn't care.
Well, there was that, and I mean, you saw what was happening. It was becoming so political that people couldn't even get things through.
No.
You know, like
I knew it was going to happen too. I was like, guess what's going to happen to a bill? Someone's going to earmark something on so the other one doesn't accept it, and then nothing happens. And it's exactly what happened.
Like, what in the world do these green credits have to do, or abortion bills have to do with the coronavirus?
I hate earmarking so much in U.S. law. It's the worst thing ever. It's really bad.
It's insane, dude. When the first thing that Trump wanted to do was shut down the travel from China, he got a lot of flack for that. Biden was saying, you remember Joe Biden? He went on live and he was saying, like, that's the most racist.
Yeah, that was in the political stages.
It's so racist to shut down travel. And now he's saying he should have shut it down sooner. You can't win. You can't win. He got so much flack for shutting down the borders early. Yeah. And now they're saying he didn't do enough.
Well, that's the thing that's why I stopped watching any media, because I'm like, this is all a political game because it's happening during election season. So of course their campaign advisors aren't like, oh, we should start slowing things down. That's when they got their greedy little grubby little hands together and started rubbing them together. It's terrible.
It's insane, dude. If you watch Fox, you're gonna think, oh, he's doing the best he can. If you watch CNN, you're gonna think he basically started the coronavirus.
Yeah. No, I know. But yeah, how long have we been chatting for here?
About an hour.
About an hour? We kind of have been chatting in circles, but it is good to be back. I have to say, this was really fun to do.
Dude, we had to. We had to do a point in time. This is something I'm going to show to my kids one day. They're going to be like, you know, what was it like during this, like, thing? Because, you know, I don't know anyone that was alive during the Spanish flu.
Well, don't also forget, oh, your skin's so smooth back then, Dad. And you're like, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Well, actually, so how about this? Like, we have been trying to do more skits. So if you guys have any skit ideas or what you guys thought of the last skit Josh did, let us know too. That's something that like we've been trying to get into for actually since
sophomore
year of college. Before we even thought about YouTube, we would make skits all the time, just what we could do at our campus. And then we decided to make one, and it was really fun. So
knew it would take a national pandemic, international. But yeah, skits are the best. We'll come up with something. We'll come up with a million ideas a minute. Yeah. But if anyone has ideas, we would jump on that.
Right. But unfortunately tonight, I think this is where I'll have to cut this a little. I have like a stop-ish port, if that's okay with you, man. But we're definitely
you know what?
Do this again in the future. What was that?
I was like, you know what? No, it's not okay.
All right.
No, I'm just kidding. All right, well, this has been fun, dude. Good catching up. You know, hopefully this thing can be, hopefully you're right about the April.
To be real, it's probably going to be somewhere in between what we say. It's going to be like,
that's the way reality normally is.
Yeah.
When you balance both of our thoughts, you get reality.
Uh-oh, you may have solved a different problem we had.
Dude.
I'll talk to you about that one later. All right, guys.
All right. You guys take it easy. Comment, like, subscribe.
Peace.
All right. Peace out, guys. Take it easy. Love you.